Yeah,
Stop being sleepy?
Just wake up, forehead.
Yeah, you asked for this. You can't fucking complain.
Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 75 of Fall As They May.
Woo!
A little earlier because Chris does have to go to work at some point, so we may call the session early, depending. But anyway, it's frozen. What do you mean it's frozen?
It was frozen, and now it's not frozen.
Luke, it's just
Oh no, Luke's just mentioning his love for the movie Frozen.
Yeah, Luke, it's okay. You just have bad
So
internet.
good and tasty.
Hey, Luke. Hey, Luke.
Hi.
Hey, Luke. Do you have your volume turned down?
No.
You should turn your volume down and turn off your volume. In fact.
It is off. I'm sorry. I got distracted because it was...
Yeah,
I was
make it so
definitely
you
curious
can't
about
hear
the
us.
multiple echoes happening.
Yeah, I know, right? It's great.
We feedback loop here, boys.
Anyways,
I'm
we're
sorry.
actually gonna give you like a 5 quality stream, which is just 5 of us are gonna have our phones up to the microphones.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Luke does this every time. He was playing Among Us earlier, and he was playing like I hear everything.
I'm tired. Give me a break, Eric.
Well, guys,
You
you want to play earlier? Yeah, Luke. Yeah, let's play earlier. All right, let's play earlier. Now, Luke, I'm tired.
You can't complain. You asked for it.
It's true. You cannot complain. You've asked for this shit. All right. Anyway, so last we left off, the favored few had concluded their business in Corona, managing to finally put an end to Senrith, as well as the dragon that had been terrorizing the town. Ezreal had some more memories unlocked. Luke specifically had memories unlocked. Ezreal just watched.
Yeah.
So Ezreal had some further memories unlocked, seemingly locked away until Senrith's eventual demise, as well as acquiring the final form of her artifact. The party were heralded as heroes of Corona, and after speaking with Talon, who said he wanted to venture out into the world and see if there were places he could go to that maybe still had a chance and needed his help, they all made their way back into the Empire, reported to the Emperor, letting him know that the task had been completed and that they were going to begin making their way to Black Hollow alongside Zander and Matthew. Party reconvened after spending a little bit of time trying to locate some objects, taking a moment for themselves. Reconvened with Zander and Matthew and began making their way to attempt to intercept this traveling camp that Zander claims has his wife captive in. That's where we left off. A little bit of retconning that David and I did last night. He went to Mafi's shop and acquired 2 new spell scrolls. So if you guys randomly see those 2 spell scrolls show up, you know why. So anyway, as you guys begin making your way out of the gates from Nuxvar, I'd like, go ahead and 2 people make me a survival roll.
I'm good at that, I think.
I'm really good at that. Me is certain.
Chris?
What do I have? I'm trying to figure out if I have a 9 or a 10 in survival. I have a 9. 22.
22? Okay.
25.
25. Yeah. Alright. So, following the path laid out before you in the... it's going to take you guys roughly about 2 weeks in the path that they set to intercept them.
Hey, Luke, you should do the thing right now,
Well, it's already done.
What thing? Okay, what am I talking about, Luke?
The book.
You already finished reading it?
No.
Ah, someone's alarm is going off.
Hooray.
Wasn't mine.
It was a ding, 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 ding. Is that your alarm?
Yeah, wasn't
Okay.
mine, I swear.
Wasn't me.
Okay.
Swear, Holmes.
So yeah, during this time, Luke, do you finally want to sit down and begin your book?
Yeah.
All right. So, So, is there anything you guys want to discuss during this time, or anything you guys want to do in preparation during your travel time? This will be within the first 3 or 4 days of travel.
I would kind of like to observe the Matthew and Zander. I want to see if I can pick up any sign language.
Oh, okay. Do you want to just like watch from afar and just try to discern it, or you want to actually ask Xander and Matthew how it works?
Yeah, I'll ask.
Okay. So as you approach them, Xander will kind of look at you with a smile as you state your intent, and will sit down with you. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
It's always gotta be intelligence.
This is intelligence.
I
This is
know.
retaining knowledge. Knowledge cleric.
Knowledge.
Oh, that's 16.
16. Okay. So we'll say during the first days of travel, you're spending a couple hours with them every day. You begin to pick up some of the beginnings of the alphabet used in sign language. It gets to the point, it's you're learning, but there's points where you're kind of like, wait, is this A, or is this A, and is this P, or is this P, and you're kind of having just to double back and re-ask them, but you're picking it up.
All right.
It'll definitely take a lot of practice, as this is something completely foreign to this world, but
Right.
you feel like as long as you keep practicing, you'll be able to at least get the very basics down.
Okay. Cool. And then I'm just gonna spend whatever time I'm not with them just kind of reading.
Reading, all right. Reading while you're walking, or waiting until camp?
Probably while I'm walking as well.
Okay.
Because I gotta get that time. I gotta,
Yeah.
churn it out.
Just because it's funny, just make me a general perception check.
Oh, of course. That's that's a 12.
12. Okay. Oh, what were you saying, Dave?
Can I help by tying like a fucking rope on Ezra, leading her?
Does Ophelia care enough to stop her from bumping into trees?
No.
Oh, Magoo does.
So Ophelia, you can tie a rope to Ezreal's waist, but Ezreal, you can still get like about 3 or 4 times every hour. You just either knock your shoulder into a tree, or in like one case, you just full on just face plant into one.
Goo drags you back to the middle, like, we're over here.
Yeah.
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 At one point, you can see part of her uniform has ripped, but she's too enamored in the book to care.
Hopefully someone is mending.
I do.
Yay.
Goo just walking beside Ezreal, just casting mending.
Fixing your pants. Hold
The
still.
I'm totally fixing your pants and not doing anything else perverted down there. Just trust me. Just trust me.
Is anyone else? Is there anything else anyone else wants to do during the first couple
I'm
days?
gonna fucking write in my 2 spell scrolls.
Okay, make me an Arcana check for your. So, which one are you scribing first?
Odalux.
Oh, it looks really
And-
Make an Arcana check.
That's a 13 plus 11, so 24.
I'm sorry, it fails. No, it's
What?
you're fine. Okay, so 24. So at the end of the first day, you managed to scribe Odaluke's Resilience Sphere. Go ahead and roll for the next day.
So, that's 20 total.
20 total. I'm sorry, you needed a 21.
21.
Walk.
That's the same joke, Eric.
Alrighty. So yes. Yeah, it is the same joke. You know that jokes can be reused 3 times before it's the rule of 3s, Luke. A joke is good 3 times before it becomes terrible.
And then you just have to keep saying it over and over again
Alright,
until
and
it just stays.
you will have successfully scribed Greater Invisibility.
until it becomes fun again.
Woo!
Okay, so that's what Ophelia is doing during this time. Anyone else?
I would practice with my herbalism kit, because I've not touched that in ages.
Make an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's a 5.
5. Okay. All right. So over the course of a few days, you like kind of look around. It's a bit hard to use an herbalism kit when not a lot of vegetation is alive. But at one point, you find some pretty cool looking types of fungus that you kind of open the guidebook that you have along with your herbalism kit and start kind of thumbing through it. As you reach down, you pick up this mushroom that has these very odd dark speckles across it. Almost looks like when you have like a seeded muffin. And you pick it up and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. And you watch as the spores on the top kind of burst outward, and you're like, oh wait, I've been here before. You should hold your breath instinctively. As these seeds touch your skin, you start to watch as a very bad rash begins to develop across your hands and upper arms.
Oh boy.
And it
The thing that
itches-
killed Naka?
It itches like crazy.
Well, the thing
It's
that
okay,
nearly
I'm
killed
immune
Nakax
to
didn't kill
something.
fishes.
You're immune to poison. It's not poisoning you, but you have an incredibly bad rash that just itches like crazy.
Ooh. Among itching myself, I would also go fishing. Assuming I can find life in a pond.
Along the trail that you're going right now, at least across the first few days, there isn't no major bodies of water to go fishing in.
That's what I figured.
You will eventually, based on the route that you guys are taking, you will eventually cross paths with a stream. So you can look forward to it at some point.
Cool.
So as the next few days, these few days pass,
I wanted to have Dayton be doing something as well.
go ahead.
If
Nah,
Yes.
Jordan, you can't. Sorry. Go ahead.
so, what you're saying is I cannot continue doing practices of the lyre.
Yep. Go ahead and make me performance checks, 2 of them.
Oh. And performances, that'll be 31
Mm-hmm.
and 21.
31 and 21. So the first couple of days of travel, Dayton gives you some pretty good musical accompaniment to your travel to kind of lift the mood a bit. The next day, not as good of a song, but still a pretty good song. I'll say, considering your expertise, Dayton, and the fact that you trained with your mother's harp, I'll say you're getting pretty close to just learning it outright.
Yeah, I told you, it's close to a lute, right?
Yeah. Well, not to a lute, but it's closer to a harp. It's a hand harp.
So
It has strings.
I did the math, very basic math. 24 hours, 4 hours for sleep, and let's say 2 hours for potty breaks, food, whatever.
Sure.
So 18 hours a day.
You want to spend 18 hours a day just reading.
Whoa, she's the knowledge cleric. She's gonna get knowledge.
So
Knowledge.
you're gonna do literally nothing but read for 18 hours.
Well, how many days would that be?
That'd be like
for
3,
18
right?
hours of reading?
Yeah.
Considering 8 hours for light activity, 2.5 days.
8 hours. What do you mean 8 hours for light activity?
Like, interacting with people, keeping lookout, not running into trees.
I factored that in. That's in my 2 hours. Okay, I can put that in 4 hours. Like 4 hours.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine. You can read for 18 hours. Give me a Constitution save.
What do you mean? I've got my full sleep. I'm an elf.
It's not. It has nothing to do with that. You ever tried staring at tiny text for hours on end? Maybe a con
The-
save.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah,
this is
we
a
can
test to
say-
see whether or not you need to have eyeglasses after this.
That's a 13, Eric.
Yeah, you ever heard of eye strain? That exists.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right. At the end of the first day, Ezreal, your head's hurting a bit, but you get your reading done.
Okay, I'll shrink it down to.
The next
I'll
day,
shrink
as you,
it down to.
the next day, as you wake up, all of you notice that Ezreal's eyes are a bit red.
You got trouble sleeping there?
I'm just reading. This book is fascinating, actually.
Look, guys, I just really need to read. Like,
Yeah.
I just.
You look like my mom after she would come back from the woods and smell really funky.
I'm imagining the image of Barney with in front of the beer truck. Instead, it's just Ezreal. Just hook the text into my veins.
All right, Luke. So for the next day, make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh fuck.
Also, make another perception check at disadvantage, Miss. I'm gonna read for 18 fucking hours out of the day.
I can shrink it down if it's going to be a problem.
You can't complain. You asked for this.
I did. So that's 16.
That's a disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
That's a disadvantage. Oh no,
Yeah.
not for con, not for con, for perception.
Okay. Perception is.
Perception, yeah. That one.
I got a 17 for my other one. It would have been a 27 if I didn't have
Alright,
fun.
so Chris, you know those mushrooms that you find on like the third day?
Yeah.
Ezreal, as you're doing this and you're kind of looking around and picking one up.
You got a little smudge in your eyes.
So, Ezreal, as you're walking, and after Goo gets this and the rash starts to develop on him, Ophelia, you're a prankster at heart, and you watch as Ezreal walks straight into a small patch of those mushrooms. As the spores detonate around him. Hands, legs, face, everything feels like it is on fire and is itching like crazy.
Oh god.
Definite mode of jazz music stops once Dayton hears what is basically off the side.
What's the point of
hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. And now your eye is itching like crazy, too.
Oh, it's easier to take a break.
Why? Why?
You should have done one. You should have been paying attention. I was just testing you.
This is beautiful.
This is a clusterfuck.
Good, you take the rope. I'm almost done.
Matthew will walk over and he'll kind of like he has a pair of gloves on that he usually has just for making it easier when he shoots his arrows. He'll kind of carefully with the fingers that are covered tilt your head back, Ezreal. He'll take out a water skin and he'll just start pouring water into your eyes.
Does that help?
It does flush your eyes and they do feel better.
That's good.
Yeah, you're not blinded by the spores anymore. The rest of
Blinded
your body,
by
however, is
spores.
pretty bad. Luke's dying. Luke's coughing and dying. Does anyone have an active way to get things off that's not Ophelia, who's not going to press the digitate to you?
Does thaumaturgy do it? Let's
Unless
read.
Ophelia's going to be nice and clean up her friends.
Will cause harmless tremors in Ezreal's skin, and the spores will not enjoy that.
Will Lesser Restoration do it?
You want to try casting Lesser Restoration?
Yeah.
Alright, you cast Lesser Restoration. Nope. Still itches like crazy. This is...
But at least you're not poisoned, and that's what's important.
At least you're not poisoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to start emptying water skins to clean this off, or are you just gonna bear it for the duration?
Until we get to like a body of water. I'm at least gonna wash my hands.
Okay. So we'll say for the fact
when I
that
was
you
a
have
kid.
to, For the fact that you have to deal with that, I'll say you only get about half the time in for that day, so you only get about 9 hours on the book.
That's fine.
The next day, so Goo and Ezra the next day, the itching hasn't stopped. It's,
Like a fine ointment.
So I will say, you guys know that water works if you guys want to empty water skins and begin cleaning yourselves off.
I mean, we kind of need that, except for Goo.
Goo needs to drink water. What are you talking about?
Timeless body, baby. He just got it.
Yeah.
So Goo, would you
I
like
can
to
create water.
Would you like to give yourselves an impromptu shower?
Hell yeah.
Right, so the next morning, you go over to a corner, disrobe, and cast Create Water as it splashes down across you, cleaning the spores off. However, the skin is still red and blotchy. It's going to take a little bit to heal, but you are no longer itchy like fucking crazy.
Yeah. I'm the primo spellcaster of the group.
I got
Yeah.
Create Water on the bed.
That's my job.
And I assume you do the same for Ezreal.
Yes. And
We
now I
have
don't have spell
the
slots.
We have the shower and the telephone.
The shower and the telephone.
Fuck you, David.
Alright, so...
That's true, though.
So,
I'm an
Ezreal,
appliance.
are you still going for that 18 hour, or are you cutting back?
I'm gonna back a bit. I'll try 15 and see where that gets me.
Make another con save.
Oy. Not as good. That is a 7.
7, okay. So, the day concludes. You will have gotten your reading in. So that would have been... You're at 41 hours. 41 hours now. You have to read for 7 more hours. You suffer a point of exhaustion.
Alright.
The next day, you wake up with the worst migraine you've ever had in your life. And your vision's a little blurry.
Oh.
By the way, this
Limited
entire
power.
process.
I assume you're continuing with your...
Yeah, continue playing with Lara, but also because apparently these two are getting blinded by stuff, I will have Dayton just very carefully just put the goggles of night on. It's a little bit bright, but at least that's not me getting blinded by spores.
I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
So
I
as,
think
as
you'll
you
be
guys,
dead before you're done.
As you guys reconvene for breakfast the next morning, Ezreal is in looks like she's in immense pain.
Don't you still have like 3 more days you could do this during?
I'm almost done.
You're
Doesn't
gonna
matter if
die.
you're almost done if you're like fucking running into shit.
But look at how many pages I have left. That's not a lot. That's not a lot of
Hey.
pages.
Yeah, it's not a lot. So how about you like take it easy for like a goddamn day?
Yeah, given that it's like 7 more hours of reading, he pulls out the book. She pulls out the book, and there's still a good like 110, 120 pages left to read.
I can finish this today.
You've gone fucking insane over trying to like read one single fucking dictionary full of like goddamn no.
How about you hang out for the first half of the day and then you can read?
Ezra, as you're actually looking at them and like taking them all in, your vision almost goes double from time to time.
This isn't. Everything's fine. I can do it.
You see,
No. You'll
Make me
need
an
a
insight
break.
check on that, despite the fact that I suck at insight.
make an insight check on the squinting dark elf.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
That'll be
fine.
5.
Looking
How's
like
it going,
Gilbert
Squinty?
Gottfried over here.
I'd say that it's at advantage.
I read a book!
Okay, that's 17.
17?
Yeah.
Yeah, something's definitely wrong.
Okay, I got this. Okay, Ezreal, you're gonna need a break. Make a... What was... Actually, what are my d20s for the day?
Alright.
What are your
Hey.
d20s for the
Okay. There's 3, 3, and that's a 7, not a natural 1. I'm kind of sad.
day? So 3, a 3, and a 7.
So 3 plus whatever your wisdom save is.
10, so 13.
You fail.
What
You're taking a break.
What'd you cast?
did you
David?
cast on her?
Bad suggestion on yourself.
You cast mass suggestion on Ezreal! Oh my god.
Taking a break whether you want to or not. It's a pretty good
So,
suggestion.
yeah, you know, Ezreal, Ophelia is right. You should take a break.
Fine, if it'll make
Taking
you
a
happy, I'll
fire.
take a break.
I'm so good at convincing people.
You sure are. Yeah.
Fuck.
Let's go ahead and just move these two onto players so that way I can easily access their tokens. If I
Fuck,
need
I don't have a charging cord.
to.
I'm running out. I'm running out of power.
This is a disaster.
This is
At the end of the Luke, as the final day comes, make one more con save.
it's a 17.
17, okay. So you'll manage to knock your point of exhaustion and finish your book. Give yourself your +2 to your wisdom. Finally,
Yeah.
the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Guys, I'm really trying to make myself, more logical and wise. Is it okay if my eyes don't work after this?
Guys, I just really
Really smart, I assure you.
assure you.
Where am I again?
It's not a matter of smarts, it's a matter of how you process your knowledge. And her process of knowledge is, I must be wiser. I must process more.
Everything in the pursuit of knowledge. I may have to get glasses.
It's done! See, I did it! You didn't believe me!
As you guys are sitting down for dinner, you see a maniacal cackling Ezreal.
I
I have a sleep spell on me.
Do you have a sleep spell on you? Do you have a sleep spell that could affect Ezreal at this level? Without
If I
brutally
suggest her to go to sleep, would that work?
I mean, you suggest a course of action,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you can suggest it because the duration's not long enough.
The duration is 24 hours.
Yep.
So you want Ezreal to... Okay. Do you want
And if a regular suggestion lasts up to 8 hours too. So if you're saying it's dinner, really all that Dayton would need to do is just cast that.
So you want
Which
to tell Ezreal
that was
to-
actually going to be my course of action. I was just going to go. No one fucking died. Just go to fucking sleep. Just go. Then cast suggestion.
Okay.
So make a.
So this is technically a charm effect, so Ezreal gets advantage.
It's 15.
And
16.
you failed both anyway.
Alright, so Ezreal, as you were finishing your book and you're a bit hungry, you were finally gonna sit down and to eat, but you're just so tired.
I'm actually gonna go down and actually sleep.
Yeah, so as opposed to the trancing thing that Ezreal usually does, she actually goes to sleep.
Oh. I didn't think she'd actually sleep. I thought she would do that other thing.
She'll be fine. So good at convincing people.
As you guys are sat around, as Ezreal is sleeping, Goo, as you're kind of finishing putting the final touches on a meal for everybody, Matthew kind of signs something over to Zander, who says, "Oh, it's He looks back at all of you. Says, "Oh, by the way, if you see that, you got wash."
Aw. stepped into some poison mushrooms, Eric?
I stepped into poison mushrooms. No, I have to shave my beard again.
Stepped into
I'm
a
due.
fist.
I'm listening. I'm just looking for a charger for my headphones.
As they're all sitting,
Fortunate.
you see Zander kind of looks over at you guys, kind of sits forward as he's cross-legged on the ground and says, so Matthew was curious, and I guess I'm curious now too. What's your goal after this? What's all your goals after this? After Trem was taken out.
Right now, or no?
No, after Trem has been dealt with.
Well, I mean, I still got business stuff over at home. Have to wait for the old man to die, keep my appearances, we shall say. Get the business, fucking run that until I die, I guess.
Not a bad life.
Be better if there was actually someone with me to do with that as well. But we're not quite there yet. Everything's just constantly moving.
You'll find somebody, Peyton.
What about? He looks at you, Goo. What about you? What's your goal after this?
I don't know. You kind of took it from me.
I'm sorry, and I still am incredibly sorry for whatever it's worth.
I know that.
I know it's.
I don't know how to respond to it, but I understand.
For whatever it's worth, I will once I find my wife and we find our friend, we'll help you kill him. And I know it's not going to bring your family back, but I want to at least do what I can to ensure that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen to anybody else.
Of course.
Matthew looks over at you, Ezreal, and kind of just motions a hand towards you.
It's a different night.
Yeah, it's oh no, you're asleep. That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Dude, why'd you have to do this while I was asleep?
I don't know. Does anyone want to end the spell on Ezreal and wake her up?
Hey, you sleepy. What do you want to do with your life?
Technically, the action has been taking place, so Dayton would not be concentrating.
So do you want to kick Ezreal awake?
Well, I'm not.
Matthew will kind of lean over and kind of give you a kick on your side, Ezreal. Ezreal, you're not tired anymore, and your head feels weird.
Sorry about that. I don't know what came over me.
I think I know what came over you. You were fucking, exhausted and going ham on a goddamn book.
Zander Matthew will motion you over to come sit with everybody. And Zander will say, I was curious what's next for you after all this is over? What is do you have anything you want to do?
That's a good question. I guess I hadn't really thought about it. I've had dreams, fantasies, that kind of thing. I've always wanted to get married. Have some children, maybe. I know that's a little cliche.
It's not cliche at all. Wanting to have a home life is not anything throw away.
I want to help people. I don't know how, but I want to keep helping even if I'm not an adventurer anymore.
You're a divine individual. I'm sure you'll find ways to help people beyond what's happening here.
And I guess the most selfish dream I have, I don't think I'll be able to achieve it anymore. I've always wanted to see the Northern Lights.
Sure that could happen after. Well, he looks up at the sky. I would hope that once Tremor's been dealt with, that maybe we'll be able to see a sunrise again.
I hope so.
Matthew looks over at you. Ophelia, and motions a hand towards you.
Is it like the handshake hand, or
no,
is
like basically flat out and you?
I haven't really thought about it that much. All I care right now is taking down Tremor.
Well, I mean, you gotta have a plan after. That's what this conversation's about. There's always a step beyond that you have to think about.
I like focusing on one thing at a time for right now.
Fair.
Zander will kind of reach over and just absentmindedly begin serving everybody dinner, even though Goo was literally just finished making it.
What about you two?
Matthew kind of smile. Matthew, they both have their masks off at this point. They mainly just use it while they're traveling. Matthew kind of smiles and signs something over to Zander. It takes a while, actually. Like, he goes for a good 30 to 45 seconds. And Zander says, well, Matthew wants to make some time for himself after all this is over. Wants to get in, kind of just get away from everything, from the organization, from everyone. Give himself a well-deserved vacation. As for me, I mean, settling down with my wife, though I don't think children are in our future anytime soon. I mean, even after all this is done, I don't know if our time is going to be fixed. So, I may just continue working.
Well, I mean, what if it ain't your time? I mean, you're here for this time.
Well, I'm here to... I was here to fix things. But I'm not sure if we really can. Right now, I only know that I can put an end to Tremor. But we came here under his promises. His word that the actions we take here would save our world. So I don't know if that's really what will happen after all this, or if it was just a lie he told to sway us into the horrid actions we took.
Well, I think regardless whether or not it's true or not, you popped from the future, supposedly, to here, and if there's not really a way for you to go back, well, it's not exactly your time anymore. This is your time. This is your moment.
Well, if I am stuck here, then I suppose I suppose I could try making a new life here, but I will say, for the rustic charm of your time, there's a lot of things I miss about my time.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, that thing that you were doing earlier, with the water, or with the having to summon water over your head, we just have machines that do that for us.
Really?
I also miss being able to just have a hot meal in 2 minutes instead of having to wait for it to cook. Zander kind of elbows him on the side at that point, shakes his head and goes, I know, but it's quick.
Sounds convenient, at least.
It is. Although the machines were intended to be that way. You don't really have a lot of time to sit down and wait for a meal to be cooked when you're in the middle of a mission. Makes it easy. You can sit down, take 10 minutes, and be on your way. And then, of course, he pulls out the revolver from his side and sets it down and says, I miss having access to the proper equipment to keep working and keep improving. But I suppose that'll come at some point for all of you.
I hope so.
Looks over.
Heck, I keep seeing those fucking things. The more I'm thinking about learning how they're supposed to work too.
I mean, from what I understand, they do exist in your time, just not to this capacity.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it may be good to start learning, especially since now there's a fucking influx of them.
Well, I'm sure after all this is done, you could find a mentor to teach you. And I
I have a
would...
load of shit to do anyway. That's another thing on my plate.
I know how you feel, Dayton. I hope we can stay close after all this is done.
Mm.
Even if we all have other things to do. I don't want to lose you guys, you know?
I mean, you can contact all of us. Like, you already do that shit all the time.
I know,
That's pretty useful.
but
David, you're a cunt.
I know, but I mean, what if, I don't know, want to go to a restaurant or something? Hang out, I don't know. If we're so far away. I don't know. I guess I'd just have visions of us living in that house forever. With
It's pretty
My-
nice house.
future husband or wife and just running around, having a fun time. I don't know.
Now, I don't mean to be a third wheel, but I don't think that's future for me.
I understand. And I'm not going to make you stay in there. I'm going to hold a knife to your throat and keep you in that house.
Ah, damn it! I thought you were actually gonna do that.
You will stay here, or I will gut you.
It seems a plane shift is in order.
Peyton, your kinks are getting weirder.
I was being sarcastic.
Understand if you'll have to move on. I just don't like it. I
If
don't
it's worth my 2 cents, I'm not going anywhere.
That's nice to hear.
I don't know where to go.
Matthew will actually kind of sign something out really quick to Zander. So, that's a good point. These items you all have, what if they don't work?
What do you mean?
Then we figure something else out.
I guess to elaborate. What if they're not enough?
Have that out, right? When we all like don't want the fucking happen, but if it has to come to it, we have, you know.
Oh, right. The other thing.
Matthew cocks his head curiously at all of you.
We have a last resort that
What's
would wipe out this universe.
You just have that.
Well, if it's given to us by the four that gave us these artifacts. It's hard to explain. I try not to think about it.
So, the last solution is all of us are gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
Well, it was best explained, yeah.
The universe is just scratched.
And that's it? Just no more life?
No, they would create a new. It's just we wouldn't be there because at least not exactly as we are now.
Even if it were a situation we were there or not, that's debatable.
Well, definitely not a. It's definitely not a situation I'd want to have happen.
Well, yeah, that's why I said it was that solution.
So, we better work hard and kick ass.
You see Matthew begins to sign again, and then stops. Goes into his pack, pulls out a piece of paper, and quill, and just starts writing, and shows it to all of you, and says, "But if you did it, and we came back anyway, why not just use it now? We could stop all this. Sure, I might not know my friends, and you might not know yours, but everyone would be saved, and there's not a chance that Tremor can succeed."
You see, I thought that too, but according to them, we may come back and we may not. The reason why I say may is because we here cease to exist. We don't have a continue, but if in the event that this new thing comes up, we could be there, but it won't be us. You feel me?
Flips the page over and writes. Turns it over to you all. I don't want to play advocate for it, but even if it's not us, it stops the need for more people to die. Everyone would come back anyway, wouldn't they? In one form or another.
Kind of, yeah.
But you see, no, I'm not fucking sure about that. Because I think, call me crazy, kook, but I think if we do that, we just do the fucking circle all over again. Like, I don't care if they say, like, oh, well, this time, for sure, we'll get rid of the fifth. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Stops him for a moment. Takes out another sheet of paper, writes down, points it out to all you, and says, "Has this happened before?"
Well, not the whole reset. but this has happened before, according to them.
Wait, no, what? It has? Like, I was
The
just
whole-
spitballing. I didn't think that was
no.
actually a thing.
Like the whole hero's journeys happened before with multiple groups, and Tremor as well. All it's done is delay until now.
Writes again. And you see this is basically how he's communicating at this point, so as not to keep having to use Zander as a proxy. Writes it down and says, Tremor told us about a cycle before we came here, me and my team. Do you think that's what he was referring to?
Probably.
Takes the paper and just kind of rips it and chucks it aside into the ground. As you guys kind of sit and finish out your meals by the end of the conversation, Matthew will just kind of get up, stretch, grab his bow, kind of give you a small salute before going, and you see he's kind of just walking a perimeter, making sure everyone's safe. Zander will grab up all of his things, start disrobing, just down to what he's comfortable in around you all. Get ready and just get ready to go to bed.
I just thought I was spouting nonsense, and then you have to do that to me.
I forget how out of loop you are sometimes, Dayton.
Like, did, your other one, did Sprinkles know?
Not as much.
Some.
And then, what about the other one? I can't quite remember, like, the name, but you had another one with you.
Yeah,
Like, did...
he knew. He knew when he left. I'm done thinking about that now. It doesn't matter anymore.
I think it's better that way. I heard you went to jail because of him.
I did, didn't I?
That was a very stupid day.
Yeah. It was. It was a stupid move. Trading away my freedom for a boy. I'd been enslaved for 50 years. What was I thinking? Throw that all away again? Bullshit.
I don't know what this guy's deal is either. Especially if he knew about fucking reset the world fucking cycles and shit.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I mean, the only thing we know is what we know now. And it's back to glum and doom and fucking, god damn it, I hate being in these situations.
So we've got to make the most of it, I suppose.
Well, if he's running around doing, I guess, a first watch, anyone else interested in doing circles around tonight?
Sure. I'm up for that.
Yeah.
No. You're going to sleep, Ezreal.
What? I already fell asleep, apparently.
For like
Yeah, and you
10
can
minutes.
go back to sleep again.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like the moment you finished on that last page and you fucking were cackling like a maniac.
Alright, I'll sleep.
Yeah, since me and Dayton can be pretty persuasive.
Somewhat it is.
Insight check. That's a 19. No, it's a 20.
What are you insight checking exactly?
We're pretty persuasive.
I mean, you've
They
been
kind of are.
You've been privy to Ophelia's. You've been privy to Ophelia's. I can be very persuasive, and you've seen what she means by that firsthand.
Just gonna cock an eyebrow and shake my head and sit down to trance.
Alrighty, go into your meditative state.
You're not gonna like lay down and like do that thing you were trying to do previously?
Nope, I prefer this.
Are you sure?
Don't have
You
any
don't-
weird dreams that way.
You don't want to you don't want to put the head down. Don't want to do a little nappy nap.
Dayton,
What?
don't do it.
Don't do what? I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Don't. I know what you're up to. Don't do it.
Hey, I'm not the one telling you to like lay down and take a nap. That like
You
I
are
would
the
never.
one, though.
I would never do such a thing.
You are absolutely the one doing that.
Make a
You
wisdom
cast-
saving throw.
Make a charisma saving throw with advantage because it's a charm effect.
I have a question because I was not here last time. Where is Valak?
The lock's asleep at the manor.
Okay.
He had a whole bunch of exhaustion.
Yeah.
We didn't.
I figured as much. I wasn't sure.
We
I
didn't
can't.
take him in a cart with us.
You guys don't have a cart.
Oh yeah.
I drag him along the ground. Ow.
27.
Yeah. You
And
saw
you're
the mod.
You're also fully aware that Dayton just tried to cast a spell on you.
Yeah. You kind of saw like a little purple arcane magic come out of the mouth. So why don't you just lay down a little bit? Even with your half trance eyes.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna just elbow him in the shoulder.
But hey,
Not excessively hard, just whoop.
No, you fucking rail him, like right in the throat. He's choking, he's dying, and you do nothing to help him.
As
Hit him with
a
the
joke,
haymaker.
I'm gonna walk over to Dayton and then point at him with one hand and make like a palm with the other and look at us and go, huh? Good call.
No, it's fine. He's the one keeping watch tonight anyway.
So who's taking watch with Matthew?
well, I assume Matthew's taking first watch.
So you're
So
having him take watch solo?
That's why I volunteered to have a watchman. No, you guys gotta put me to sleep.
yeah, you know what? Dayton can go ahead and have first watch with Matthew. Why not?
Dang it.
Did you want to have first watch with Matthew? Go.
I wanted to have whatever watch with Dayton.
Okay.
3-person watch. 3-person watch. It's
could.
so excessive.
I mean,
You
you
could.
could if you guys want to.
We'll have a rotisserie watch where we all take half naps.
Alright. So yeah, it's fine. Go and Dayton and Matthew can take first watch if you guys want, or you could tell Matthew to go to sleep, and he'll take
Second watch, Matthew.
All right. And Matthew will not argue that. He won't argue it at all. He'll just go lay down.
Hell yeah.
Set his bow right next. You see, he sets his bow and quiver right next to him, and as he kind of tucks into his bedroll, you watch as he kind of instinctively, after about 10 minutes after he's fallen asleep, his arm just kind of instinctively moves over, and you watch his hand clutches around his bow, and his forearm just kind of covers his quiver, and doesn't move. His eyes don't open or anything. He's still asleep. Just his fist is just kind of tight around the bow.
Aw. Sweet little man.
What a bow boy. Am I rolling at advantage, Mr. Dayton?
Sure. I'll give you help.
Roll persuasion at it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Roll
I know you're there. Come out from
Hey,
behind.
wolves, go away.
Yo, this guy's
There's
God,
no
this guy-
no
this guy-
meat here to chomp on.
That'd be deception, not persuasion.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Kind of instinctively just kind of keep a cursory watch around. You hear cracking somewhere off in the woods, but nothing catches your immediate attention.
The trees have arthritis.
Trees have arthritis.
The anticipated sequel to The Hills Have Eyes.
The just have eyes, the trees have arthritis. Alright, so you and Dayton are on watch together. What would you like to do?
Talk to Dayton.
Gonna fucking yell at me for doing magic shit
No.
in his room. Okay.
So the other day we had that discussion and you
Yes.
I'm glad that you trust me with whatever that was. I'm still kind of confused about it, and I'm gonna be honest, a little uncomfortable.
Good.
But
That was my plan.
hey,
I'm confused and aroused at the same time.
I'll be honest. I'm not a very bright person. Is it some kind of like a body issues or?
Well, once again, just careful, making sure everyone's asleep.
You look around. Everyone looks to be asleep.
What exactly are the, say, rules as you grew up? If a father or a mother were to pass away, where would the property go? Who owns it?
Their child or anyone else that's living there. I
Not
kind of
specifically a
lived in
son.
No, just I lived in a very small village, and everybody was really relaxed about everything.
Oh, well then, consider yourself lucky, because that is not what happens over at Swindon. In Swindon, what happens is, once a father figure that happens to own massive amounts of property or anything in that particular manner, everything gets passed down to the eldest son. No talks about daughters, no talks about anything of the sort. If it does come down to there being only daughters, well, that daughter will have to marry a man, and in turn, that man that gets married gets the property.
So standard hierarchical rules.
Basically, yes.
So you're a woman.
Yes, if you want to say that. And even then, that's still a question I'm asking about myself, whether or not that's true.
Do you want to be a woman?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. For over 20 years, I've been leading the false life, we'll say. Through guidance of my father, mother, various tutors that had to be silenced greatly. I was raised a boy, trained as a boy, taught how to lie a lot. All in the hopes of circumventing rules that I believe to be unfair, and so do my family.
Okay, but what do you want?
I do care about the bosses. And I have been trained at least a little bit in regards for running a business. But if I have to be honest, I feel more at ease being free. I'm not sure if that's the right way to explain it.
Not constrained. Yeah.
Over the course of these few months with you and everyone else, it's forced me to ask questions about myself. Some I'm not comfortable with, some that it was just going to happen. And it would have happened sooner or later, and it's happened sooner, while the world apparently explodes.
Hmm.
If there was just some part of my brain that said, once I got the business and I was able to fool everyone, that I could be able to escape, be free. And now there's part of me thinking that I might not even get the chance to have that anymore.
Well, Dayton,
Daytona.
or is it Daytona? Do I feel like I've heard Daytona like a really, really long time ago when I was there? Probably not. They'd be hiding it.
No, you've heard of Dayton Swan. You'd have
Okay.
heard the name Dayton Swan before, but it was very, very. Well, it was a very long time ago, and it was only once, so there was really no reason for that name to stick with you.
Got it.
And the only other times you've heard of any A involved is when Dayton presents himself in a more formal manner of Dayton A. Swan.
Yeah. But in terms of the name Daytona,
Dayton the Swan.
Dayton the
Got
Swan. But in terms of the name Daytona, no, you've never heard that name before, or you would have never heard that name before.
When I was growing up, I did not know what I wanted to do with myself. When you're in a village of only 135-ish people, everyone kind of has their job and they stick to it. And you would think that means that I just get shoved in somewhere and I keep to myself, but when everything's kind of filled out, you are just kind of expected to figure out what you want to do. And I didn't do that. I got kind of sidelined by my parents. They had their own things going on, and I just kind of did what I wanted and it made me happy. But eventually, the man that protected my village, he informed the people that he was going to be passing on some years from then, and he needed a student to take his place. And he selected me. I was not, and am still not anything like him. He was fascinating. He just did all these crazy, impossible tasks at a moment's notice, and even though he hadn't been in the village for nearly as long as any of the families that existed there, they valued him immediately upon his arrival is just impressive. And after he passed, all these people had expectations. If I was to be his replacement, I was to be able to do what he did, and I didn't. And you know what I told myself every single day? That people wanted me to be just like him and do everything just like he did it. Fuck him. I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. I still don't know what I want to do with myself, but if you can do what you're expected to do, and it's what matters, and it makes you happy, you shouldn't have to live up to what other people think of you.
If you really want to know what I wanted to do once this is all over, it was just running the business. It was getting out of Swindon. If I couldn't convince the law to be changed, I would probably try to see if there were any other places I would take Swan Stables. We're reputable in Swindon, and at least Father's plan was cooperating with Daywalkers. It means other people may be able to hear about Swan Stables, and well, even now with how it looks war-wise, it's looking less and less of a possibility that anyone would want to do business with us. The only other ones that would were the Arctrude and her folk. Not exactly a lot of profit to be found there, but at least they seem happy. The horses definitely seem happy there too.
I mean, we could talk with the Empire.
When it's over, but well, you weren't there to see how they treated me. You saw their initial suspicions.
They kept them up.
They held me up for questioning like I was some sort of criminal. As if somehow I was automatically one to do wrong. Oh, sure, they say it's precautions, but if I were truly a criminal, I would have done so much more. And they would know it. I hate authority.
I do too, which is ironic considering I was.
I suppose, as for me, I should probably take Ophelia's advice and just try to focus on one thing at a time. I'll burn that bridge when I cross it.
I mean, if it works for you. Yes.
Nothing ever really works out for me, Goo. I just force it to work.
That's not the wrong way to approach it.
Well, when all you have are your ability to lie and attempt to pull wool over eyes, that's the only thing you can do. It's the only way that you can force things to work in certain circumstances.
All I'm gonna say is, if you truly believe that authority and rules are wrong, you don't change yourself, you change the rules.
I'm hoping to, but I also know it's not going to be something that I'll have fun with.
That's fine. I don't have fun with a lot of things. Yeah, I never noticed how weird the sky is at night.
Lack of stars.
Lack of anything.
Yeah. I'm having something made. Something that's supposed to represent the night sky, but now, looking up now, it's almost as if it's some dream, some fantasy that was never real.
Dayton and Goo, both of you make perception checks for me.
$13.
13, Goo?
10.
10, okay. Funnily enough, Dayton's the one to notice this. And I was actually, funnily enough, kind of waiting for someone to say they were looking at the sky before I revealed this. As you guys are taking this moment and kind of just sitting there together, Dayton notices. Who doesn't? At least not immediately. The sky itself, you're absolutely right. There's a lack of anything. And as you're watching it, you swear you're just seeing like a pull. Like just a slow drift inward. As you kind of look over across, you see a little ways off in the distance that same sort of pull towards the same direction that the others were going towards. It's very slow movement.
Are the clouds moving for you?
I don't know if those are clouds, but yeah.
Now, that's the best descriptor I can give them.
It's against a darkened sky, clouds.
Sure.
Very quickly, with the pool, is it going to be in the direction that we've been going?
It's going in the opposite direction of you. Roughly speaking.
And when you say pool, like, is it being, like, going in that direction,
Like-
or is it...
Like it's being unnaturally moved in that direction.
I have weird
And it's
recollections
subtle. It's subtle. It's like staring, like when you're cloud watching. It's the same feeling as if you'd been staring. It's about the same way. It's like you've been staring at it. You've been looking at it for like a good 30-40 minutes, and you're noticing the movement. But the movement itself doesn't look like it's just naturally gliding on wind. It looks like something is tugging it in a direction.
Don't like that.
I'm having recollections of that one factory we saw at Xanathar? Was that the island that's not an island that I keep talking about?
I'm fucking pulling a blank about the other continent's name.
Make a history check.
Scythan.
There you got it. You got it.
Zanzibar.
You
Ah.
remembered it. You remembered it.
Dude, we're playing on Zanzibar.
We're playing on Zanzibar.
Playing on the seven seas of Rye, baby.
Dude,
-1 intelligence.
definitely.
I have reasons to
No.
mispronounce everything.
So as long as you remember that, it's exactly.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go wake up. No, wait, no, Ophelia can't help me. Aster could. Aster be a smart boy. Ophelia be like, what? What do you want? The sky is It's dark red. What do you want?
Actually, if you say that, do you think Ophelia could ask Aster to step forward? I remember having a talk with her. Apparently, Aster made a message for her.
Yeah, I probably wrote something down. Ophelia found it later. I don't know exactly how they swap out.
Well, has anyone tried asking nicely?
No, but I'm pretty sure that's not gonna work. I guess you could.
You know what? I think I will. And there'll be a moment of straightening back up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go over to where Ophelia is sleeping.
Okay, you go over to the
Near end of first watch.
Yeah, you go to the first. So you go over to Ophelia's bedroll. You see Ravioli is standing sentinel. As you approach, his head cocks up at you.
Pardon me. I'm gonna need to wake her up. So
He paps over and lets you approach.
all right. I'm gonna go ahead and kneel down and kind of whisper in Ophelia's ear, put a hand on the shoulder. Ophelia, if you are kind of sleeping, would you mind asking Aster if he might wake up? I think Goo has a question for him.
Ophelia, do you wake up?
Roll d20 for it. Odds Aster, even Ophelia.
Why not?
Even Stevens.
Alright, so Ophelia, as you were kind of in a very lovely sleep, you feel your body being shaken.
What do you want?
I was wondering if you could ask Aster to maybe step forward. Goo had a question for him.
I'll look at Ravioli. Okay, I think this is your cue, Aster.
Ravioli paps over and looks up at you.
Oh, it's
Fuck, I don't have spell slots. I can't speak with animals.
Actually, you say that, but there is definitely going to be a moment where Dayton is going to go, will it work? I think it fucking will, and he will cast Speak with Animals.
Which we've already established works.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's technically not a beast, but I allow it anyway. Because it's funny that way. Looks up, he's still looking at you as you cast Speak with Beast.
Okay, so if this is Aster, would you mind coming with me?
Sure.
All right.
Taps alongside you. And then flutters up onto your shoulder.
Okay, all right. Just hold tight, and I will walk over to Goo.
Okay, you see him approach with Ravioli. You hear him say, "Hi, Goo." You hear him say, "Ravioli."
Hi, Ravioli. I don't know if you can help me here.
According to Ophelia, she looked at Ravioli and said, "Okay, Aster, it's your turn." So I figured this is the best I got.
I don't know.
Well, like, ask the bird the question. I think I can at least understand it.
I'm not even really sure what I'm asking. I just figured that Aster might have a better understanding of magic and why all those clouds are going to Zythan.
All right. Well, if it's like regards to magic, hey, you, Ravioli, Aster, whoever, look up on the at that sky there. Do you have any arcane knowledge? What you could dispense with?
It's dark.
That
one.
I got fucking bamboozled by.
Hey, remember when I said that probably not gonna happen?
I got fucking bamboozled by Ophelia. I'm gonna beat the shit out of her.
Yeah. I'll just keep it in mind for when I see Aster.
Yeah, you do that. Fucking
Whoever Aster is.
yeah.
What else can I do?
I'll go ahead and go back to Ophelia.
Mhm.
Take ravioli off my shoulder.
He just flutters off your shoulder and lands next to Ophelia.
Okay. And this time, instead of being gentle, there's actually going to be shake with the boot, a little bit rough.
Ravioli pecks your boot.
Not ravioli, but
No,
to
no, no.
Ophelia.
Ravioli pecks your boot as you're violently shaking Ophelia.
Mm-hmm.
Peck, 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 peck.
Get up. You're taking second watch, you fucking jokester. I don't give a fuck. Wake the fuck up.
Oh my god! And then that just reminds me. David and Jeremy spent the night at my apartment, like when they came out to visit me. And fucking David, like he was awake, but he just kept going. The only way I could get him to wake up was I threatened to body slam him if he didn't get up.
When you're just getting up, but you already have constipation.
So Ophelia, do you wake up?
I will wake up.
Right. I guess if you guys want to, Matthew would have notion that he'd take second watch if you wanted him to.
Don't give
I'm
a
down.
fuck. Dayton is just
Sleep.
upset.
So how is this not his indispensable knowledge? It's pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, fucking
Okay.
fantastic. How about next time you try to pull this shit? I want to say and do so many fucking things to you right now, and you are lucky that I am patient and I am cold and not willing to snap your neck.
Ooh,
I'm going
kinky.
there.
And she just like walks away doing the thing she gets.
That's supposed to be my shtick.
Matthew will, I assume, be awoken. And Ezreal, your trance would end as well at the end of the first watch.
Alright.
So as Matthew kind of stretches, gets up, grabs his bow, throws it over his shoulder, grabs his quiver, and sits down with the two of you. Two people can make persuasions. Why did I keep saying persuasions? Two people can make perceptions can make perception checks or one an advantage.
I
Yo,
have
Holmes, get out of here.
I have a plus 11.
So do you
Okay,
want to
it's
do
you.
an advantage?
Advantage.
It is a 29 and a 29.
Hey, uniformity.
Uh-huh.
Contemporize, man.
Yeah.
So as you guys are all sitting together, it's quiet. If there's anything you guys want to talk about.
I'm going to try to sign morning to him.
Make an intelligence check.
God damn it. It's a 5.
5. You forget. You remember M, and then you forget everything else. You see Matthew looks at you, smiles, and just gives you a wave.
I think you did good.
Thanks.
He goes ahead and reaches back, pulls out one of the arrows from his quiver. And during this time, he kind of just messes around with it for a moment. You watch as he as he concentrates onto the arrow for a moment, you watch as there is this almost electric energy that travels off of his fingers into the arrow as it starts to become wreathed in this dark shadow. He pulls his hand away. The shadow fades as he moves his hand back onto it. You see as he does it again, this one takes on a very dull white glow. Pulls his hand away. Tries it again, and you see he kind of strains against it for a moment as he tries to infuse more energy, and you see his hand starts to shake As he pulls his hand away and just shakes it. Shakes his head in disappointment.
I tell what he was trying to do.
Make an Arcana check.
21.
21? Yeah, I mean, you've seen, at least in the times that you fought him, you've seen he has the ability to infuse magic into arrows. And it seems like he was trying to do it a third time, but he just didn't have enough energy left in him to do it.
Okay.
And he was trying to kind of push himself a bit further to see if he could enhance it again. Yeah, it's up to you guys if you guys just want to kind of have a quiet watch together, or if anyone wants, or if you guys want to talk. It's up to you guys.
Anything you want to talk about, David?
Oh, it's up to you, Luke. Anything you want to talk about?
It's up to Matthew too. I'm just asking. Like, there's no obligation. If you guys just want to have it be you guys are on watch, there's like light conversation here and there.
Yeah. I can't think of anything in particular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, morning will, as you feel the air begin to get colder, as it is approaching dawn. Matthew will kind of begin getting supplies out, hanging up a pot, and begins getting fire ready to begin cooking. He'll go around as he will try to make breakfast, because why not? Oh, wow, okay.
Nat 20s on breakfast.
No, 19.
19 on breakfast.
19 on breakfast.
Not bad.
About an hour and a half or so later, the rest of you will come to consciousness to the various smells of food being cooked. Go as you wake up, stretch, you smell the food, you look over and you see Matthew in the process of finishing up some stew that he's cooking. Gets some bowls out and begins kind of pouring it out for everybody.
We're all poisoned.
All poisoned.
Except for you. You Chad.
Yep, everyone to make a... No, I'm joking. Over the course of the next... we'll actually go ahead and take a break here, just so people can get drinks. And then we'll figure out what's going on for the next week and a half or so of travel. And we will be back shortly.
Was that
back from our short intermission. We're just gonna finish this out because I know Chris has to get going.
We can
but
go
we're not
for a
gonna end the
little
session.
bit longer.
We're not gonna end the session here, so we've only been going for 2 hours. But just to check, is there anything anyone wants to do in the week and a half leading up to?
Around the test day, I want to set up a contingency.
Okay. What is your contingency?
Probably an Odaluk's Resilient Spear set on anything. If there was a power word kill in play or something that would kill me.
Well, okay. What is the specific trigger? There's one specific trigger.
Okay. I guess when someone says power word kill.
Someone
uses power.
Someone uses power word kill. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you are. So around one of the days, you watch as Ophelia takes out this small statue of herself. And you watch as her hands kind of separate as a bunch of energy flows into this small statue, and as she speaks, she sets her contingency. You watch as the figurine itself begins to glow, and the eyes give off a soft glow to them. So the contingency is set.
Cool.
And then, Goo, what would you like to do?
Talk to Ezreal.
Talk to Ezreal. Let's do this before you have to leave.
It's that time, Luke.
Yeah.
All right.
So how do you feel after reading the book?
Tired, but good.
I kind of expected as much when you couldn't fucking see.
Well, you know, I had to finish it. I just couldn't put it down. I didn't want to. I could have, but I didn't want to.
I can stop at any
That's
time.
fair.
Don't question me. Anytime.
Don't question.
I'm not addicted, you're addicted.
I didn't put you off super bad when I did that, right?
No, it's fine. I understand you're in one of those, would it be accurate to call it a trance?
I guess so. It's never been like that before, though.
What was different?
I think it was the alcohol, but I'm not entirely sure.
Fair enough. But people have to stay away for their own, health.
No, it didn't work.
What do you mean?
The alcohol doesn't. I don't know what's changed, but I can't get drunk.
That is strange. Why do you think it was the alcohol then?
It's kind of a long story, but I guess I owe you an explanation. When I was a lot younger, my dad and I didn't really spend that much time together. He hunted animals for our people. We didn't really need the meat, as we pretty much always had a bountiful harvest of any kind for whatever reason. So, food was abundant, but we still got animal skins and pelts, and meat was nice on the side, but we had food. But he'd be gone for long stretches of time, and when he came back, he'd be drunk, and he'd stay drunk. And my mom didn't really want me around that. He he wasn't abusive or anything. It's just, you don't want kids near that kind of person, even if an important figure in your life.
Of course. Yeah. It must have been
Um,
rough on you.
I guess I don't really know how to take it, but I mean, I didn't really have much of anyone else either, so I just kind of, that's how it was for me. But for the last couple of years before he died, he did kind of take me along sometimes. Not hunting, but just kind of drinking with him. And it was nice. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I enjoyed myself. He died when I was about 14, and my mom left shortly before that.
I'm sorry.
So, I turned to drinking myself. And it's not a hole you want to go down. Eventually, though, I started spending more time with my girlfriend, who then became my wife. And priorities came up. I felt better about myself, and I didn't feel the need to do that as much anymore. But once a year, on my father's birthday, I made a promise to myself that in his memory I would get absolutely wasted.
Sounds like a good time.
It was up until the second to last time. That day was the couple of days ago, the night before the thing happened. And the last time before that is the anniversary of when you found me.
Yeah. Wow. Has it been that long already?
And the night before that, on his birthday, is when Tremor attacked.
So we found you right after. I guess I didn't realize that.
I only explained it to, I know you don't feel comfortable hearing his name.
Nakax?
Yeah.
It's okay. Like I said, it hurts, but
Used to it?
not as much. Yeah.
It's a little ironic. Honestly, I keep hearing about people drinking to forget, but I stopped because I remember. When I was in that trance, normally I can tell that it's you there, and I just kind of go about whatever that is. I have an urge to do it, but that time you didn't look like Ezreal. You looked like her. It sounded like her too.
You still love her a lot, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have anyone else to fill the gap, and I don't know if I'm even comfortable doing that. I don't know.
It's okay. I think it's sweet.
I think it's terrifying.
Well, the visions maybe, but the feelings. I don't know, I know I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic.
Oh, I appreciate that about you.
Yeah?
And if it's any consolation prize, you're a pretty good kisser.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you told me, cleared it up. Yeah.
How to make the situation awkward again.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Really, it is. I was caught off guard, but I didn't really mind it either.
I guess I'm glad to hear that. I don't want to be lost in your life. I don't think I would have been, but I still don't know what it means to trust people all of the time.
Yeah. It took a while before I was able to trust anyone, really. Like you. All of you. But I do now.
That makes me happy.
Good. I'm gonna hug him.
I will accept a hug, and a hug tighter, unless she has the strength score to beat me in hug contest.
Yes, she
She
does
has
have
a
the strength.
19.
I know.
She has the strength score
I know.
to beat you in the hug contest.
Oh, no awkward romantic feelings. We good?
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
And no awkward romantic feelings, but definitely awkward feelings.
Well,
Uh,
that's what a lie is, Eric.
yes.
Yeah, on both parts.
A liar.
I think both of your passive insights are high enough to know that both of you are lying to each other.
She's not willing to call him out at this stage.
No, I'm just saying, passive insights, I think you can both realize you're lying at this point.
Yeah, both of you are continuously looking at each other and then like looking away as you just talk over and over again. You go,
Yeah.
something about this doesn't seem right.
With that, I unfortunately have to leave
Go
now.
to work, Chris. We'll see you.
I love all of you on the interwebs that watch me play games with my friends. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.
We love you too, Chris.
All right.
The fur.
Goose Rail is alive, and I don't want to say kicking, it's squirming.
It's squirming awkwardly on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Hands clasped, both legs just tied tight together, head down. That's
Okay.
Goose Reel.
So you finished your contingency, Ophelia. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do?
More lessons.
More lessons. Okay, make an intelligence check. 2 intelligence checks for the remainder of the trip. What was that?
That's a 6 and a 16.
Okay. A, B, C, D. You forgot.
What about the 16, Eric?
From the 16, you get up to J before you forget.
So I can H-I.
H-I, you get J, and then you're like, But you're learning. You're slowly but surely learning. We'll say by the end of this date, by the end of the 2 weeks, having been uninterrupted for 2 weeks, you know how to play a lyre now.
Oh yeah, let me put that into my other proficiencies with my.
You are
Let's go.
in the stages known as trained beginner.
That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I want.
The mystical, magical world of... Wait, was that a nat 1?
No, it just says language proficiency. I was trying to alter something and it just...
My thing had shot back up to the top, and I just saw a 16 with a natural 1 in it, and I was like, wait, what?
I just keep doing this because it's the only word I know. Alright.
So, as you guys approach the second to last day, Matthew and Zander are just kind of getting ready. Pull you guys in and say, well, all right. So we should be, hopefully, to them by night tomorrow. If possible, I'd like to try to go about this as quietly as we can. I trust each of you have, at least at powers that I've seen you have ways of getting out quickly.
So what are we trying to do here exactly?
My goal, my main goal is to find my wife and get her out of here.
Like, yeah, but, like, are you talking about, like, are we pouncing on these guys? Are we...
I don't want, depending on the size of their force, I don't want to get into a fight if I don't have to. I would prefer it if we could be quiet about the situation.
We'll let you take the lead on this.
If worse comes to worse, perhaps we can attempt some sort of infiltration, I suppose. We'd have to acquire uniforms. I don't know if you have any on you.
We do, I think.
You guys sure do.
We do!
in Balak's bag of holding, or is it in the regular bag of holding?
I have one for myself in my backpack.
It's in the regular one. Balak's bag of holding is for Balak's stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very confusing.
If you have uniforms, perhaps that's the better way to go.
All right, that's wonderful, because if there's anything that I'm good at is lying my ass off. If I can lie my ass off and make it believable, then sure, I can go with that.
Believe it or not, we've actually done this before.
You have?
Yeah. It worked.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay, so what have we learned, Ezreal?
We had learned a lot of things on our journey.
Specifically, what have you learned about
Push-ups suck. That's the lesson.
Don't out yourself.
Don't cast magic in front of people.
That's not the scenario I was talking about, but yes, that is true.
So if we're gonna cast magic, we gotta do that beforehand.
Or in secret. So we're at the camp now, right?
No,
Or
you
near
guys are about. You guys should be hitting the camp by tomorrow night.
Okay. Cool.
Well, if that's the case, I might have something in mind that I can cast something before that'll make me just smooth as silk when it comes to talking.
Well, let's hope you have a silver enough tongue to bullshit your way through an entire encampment, if need be.
He's pretty good at it.
And if I think I got it right, I might be even better. Give or take an hour.
At least for the time being. Matthew and I should be fine. If word hasn't gotten out that if word hasn't gotten to this group that we escaped, or that I was saved and Matthew escaped, we should theoretically be able to pose as those shadows. And be able to walk around the camp. Which I don't think, even with Tremor's power, he would be able to inform every single platoon to what's been transpiring.
I'd hope not.
In a worst
Safe
case,
than sorry.
in a worst case, Matthew is out. Matthew's escape is much more recent. So if need be, he can take the lead. Right? He looks at Matthew. Matthew nods. You seen Xander kind of just, his hands just kind of rub over. His fingers just kind of go over his knuckles, and you can see like on his face just genuine like concern. Shakes his head. Let's get rested and just goes quiet. And Matthew kind of just puts a hand on his shoulder, looks over at him, gives a nod. Xander takes a breath and looks at all of you and says, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm so...
Don't-
so
It's your wife. We understand.
Yes. Well, let's get rested and get ready.
Just make sure you don't hold back against that fake if we have to deal with it.
Trust me, I have. If it's not my wife, it's not going to have any mercy from me. As you guys rest up next morning, making your way for the remainder of the journey, I assume at some point, as the night begins to fall and you approach, you guys will switch into the roam outfits.
Yeah.
Okay. As usual, a very familiar feeling for you wearing masks, but to the rest of the group, it's a bit weird looking through these masks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while since you've had to do so.
Dayton has never done so.
No, for Ezreal and Goo, it's a sensation you only had to do one other time. For Dayton, it's very weird. Because it's almost like your peripheral vision is cut off in these masks. Mm-hmm. Which you start to question how people are able to very efficiently fight in these.
Actually, I probably should ask, is riding a horse into the place considered a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, we could bring your horse along, though. He looks at the armor that Hornet's wearing. Doesn't exactly scream brotherhood.
Mm. So, no go on the armor? We're just going
If you
blank?
want to bring him in, it'd probably be for the best that we leave his armor somewhere. If we want to leave him somewhere safe, that's also an option.
Well, I learned that last time. Last time we fought against dragons, so I made a good call on that. We're doing a situation where we need to hook and mounts. I'd rather have, my way out.
And that's fair, but he might be stapled. So we can bring him in as long as we know where he's stabled. But that's another step we'll have to take.
How small can you make him? Not as a horse, but as a different animal.
I mean, I could think about any type of creature.
Well, it wouldn't last too long is the problem.
Yeah, I'd get a good hour before he'd have to pap. But even then, an hour could be just enough. If I could be able to ride him in and maybe keep him in pockets somewhere.
That's up to you.
Well, I think I should set up a telepathic bond if they're just camping out there.
I know Hornet will go with me wherever I want him, but fuck.
Yeah. So, Eric, are we almost reaching the encampment?
Yeah. You guys are reaching night. You guys are approaching night, and as you continue on, you do eventually see a soft glow come over, and break through the tree lines, and you see a very sizable encampment.
Can we take some time to telepathic bond?
Yeah. As you see this, it's for you guys have enough cover that you can do this and still remain fairly close. And you guys can see that it's definitely not the same size as the one that you guys had infiltrated before. It's a bit smaller. But there are quite a number of guards. There are quite a number of soldiers here. And you surmise, just kind of looking around, you surmise that this is a small army. 100 to 150 people.
I'm gonna look at Hornet and I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm not one to lose you, buddy. If we go to battle, if we have to go to battle, ready. If we're gonna be quiet about this, I'm gonna have to leave you again. I'll be right back. All right? Stay safe.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn up my ringtone volume real quick because I have a delivery coming soon and I want to make sure that I can hear the phone.
Is that a baby?
I think that's from Jordan's.
nephew.
Yeah, because we have the we had the two kids and yes, one baby.
A baby.
Jordan giggly bitch nephew, number 1.
Ooh. Okay, then that's interesting. An 18, a 20, and a 2.
18, a 20, and a 2. That's pretty good rolls, man.
I want low rolls, but the nat 20 I'll keep.
So Matthew will, so after you guys are finished, Matthew will talk in your heads and say, alright, we're ready to go then.
Yep, everything's all set.
How far away are we from the encampment before we go?
Roughly about 50, 60 feet away.
All right. Well then, each of you
mage
watch
armor,
that there's moments where, behind the mask there's just a.
Oh, sorry. 1 second. Go ahead and do your thing. I can still hear you. I'll just go grab my order.
Yeah. So just a deep breath and then go. And scene.
Action. And then we awkwardly wait for Eric to come back.
Yep.
Awkward.
Awkward.
Yes. Why?
Wait.
What?
This stream is brought to you by the concept of Lady Gaga.
That's a very interesting sponsor. I don't know if someone's sponsored by a concept before.
Exactly. Check out my 10-year-old shirt. I've kept it because I love her so much.
Alright. So, as you guys all kind of regather yourselves and begin making your way to the camp, you see Zander kind of just resheaths, make sure all the stuff is sheathed, and he takes a little part of the cloak that he's wearing and kind of covers over the revolver. Matthew walks forward. As you approach, you see about 5 or 6 guards take notice of you. Hold a hand up. All stopped. Alright, and who are all of you? And you see Zander says, well, is there any way to speak to a superior? He figure looks up. Oh. Umbra, I apologize. I wasn't informed that you were going to be making a visit here. She goes, well, you should have been informed. Are you going to let us through or not? So yes, of course. Quickly make a deception check and roll pretty well on his deception check. She says, do you need to get the general for you? That won't be necessary. I'll find him on my own. Let's move. As he looks at all of you and walks inside.
Mhm.
Method.
As he crosses it, you hear Matthew goes, "That was very well done, Xander. I've never heard you seen you perform like that before." Yes, I'm not comfortable with it. Let's just keep moving.
If you ever feel uncomfortable, don't forget that you have a guy that can talk right behind you.
And and I will use you if we need to use you, but you don't know anything about our organization, and you know nothing about the encampment here, so I'm going to just try to talk as much as I can and get us as far as I can.
Yeah, you could also feed information into this.
Yes,
Person?
that's a good idea too.
It's very
Oh,
good
sure.
at lying.
Probably should have at least discussed the basics before we came in here, but
We can say that we can say that he's a translator, that he's really good at sign language.
So
I think
as you
that's
guys make your way onto the camp, you see a number of people acknowledge your arrival, and a lot of them are just looking at Matthew and Zander, as they tend, as from what you had heard even before having to fight them, they were special interest for the Rome organization. As you guys begin making your way through, Matthew will say in all your heads, "Okay, well, we have two options here. We can try to just look around, or we can split up, at least with the telepathic bond. We can keep in contact with each other, and if you run into anything, you can let us know, and we can hopefully get you out of any sticky situations. But this encampment's pretty big, and I have no idea where Nadia could be."
teams of two.
Sure. Should me and Xander go together, or do you want us to go with one of you just in case? At least it limits the amount of non-information.
I'll be going with Ezreal. Given the
Okay.
circumstances, you may be able to look apart, but you tend to break down when it comes to talking.
Hey,
I'm just spitting facts, girl.
And you guys are doing this as you walk, because telepathic bond is an awesome spell.
yeah.
Maybe teams of 3 would be better. One special force member for each of us.
All right. Do you want me to go with Dayton and Ezreal, or do you want me to come along with you and Goo? This is Matthew speaking. Still.
Yeah, I say Matthew should go with what was it? With Ezreal, yeah, because Dayton can act as like a translator,
Mm-hmm.
and then Xander can go with us.
Okay, sounds good. So Xander will break off. You guys will kind of wait for a moment, and you'll hear Xander go, "All right, 3, 2, 1," and he'll kind of just motion with 2 fingers, and you guys will pretty organically manage to break the group up so as not to immediately like turn heads like, what the heck's going on over there. So we'll go ahead and start with Matthew's group. You guys go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I'm good at that.
Yes, you are.
I'm good at that, I swear.
Oh, what'd you roll?
I mean, I guess with all my bonuses, that's a 17.
Okay.
Okay, well, I rolled a 17 as well.
All right, and then Matthew will also roll a 17.
17.
Squad.
Uniformity. Okay. So as you guys are looking around, occasionally you are stopped by a few individuals. However, thankfully, with Dayton acting as translator, quote unquote, you guys are able to avoid smaller conversations. Looking about the camp, it's very odd for a lot of you, especially for you, Ezreal, having been in an encampment like this before. There's a lot of very odd crates that are placed about the area. Some metal, some wooden. However, each of them don't resemble the kinds that you'd seen when you were in the facility back in Nightshan. A lot of them are designed in such ways that you really haven't seen before. And they're not labeled either, so it's hard for you to really tell what's being transported here. Coming back really quick to David, go ahead and make a perception check as I play two characters.
Perception check. That is I think I have a +6, right? Give me a second. It is indeed a +6. That was a 19.
19, okay. So as you, Zander, and Goo are making your way across, a lot of what you begin to find is the same. These mislabeled crates and odd designs. Both of the groups, however, notice that towards the center of the encampment, similar to other encampments you've been in, there are several sets of tents that look much more eccentric and well put together than the rest. Quickly, you are able to discern these as the tents that leaders stay in, primarily. And Ezreal and Ophelia notice one that stands out as being a general's tent. Having dealt firsthand with one of the generals of the Brotherhood before.
I mean, I'm not there.
No, this is both groups noticing this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said both groups. Pay attention, Luke.
Yeah,
playing
pay
Animal
Sorry,
Crossing.
I'm too busy spinning.
Stop playing Among Us.
I stopped playing Animal Crossing months ago.
I don't care. Stop it permanently.
Yeah, stop playing Among Us too.
For $8,000 a month, I will stop.
If you guys want to look for information, like try to get information of where Nadia is, this is going to be a deception check. One person deception, one person investigation.
Absolutely, I will deceive everything.
One person deception and one what?
Investigation.
I rolled a 12, but because I have glibness, I'm going to change that to a 15, making that 30.
30.
Phew.
If it's investigation, then I'll do it.
But we're not at the same. Did we reconvene?
This is split groups. I mean, you're both looking for the same thing.
That's true.
That is a 24.
Alright, I guess Zander will attempt deception. Oh!
Great.
He has advantage.
He does have advantage. Okay, better. It's not a 3. What's his deception? +6. Alright. So that is a 15. Okay.
What's Homeboy's investigation?
Matthew?
Is it higher than a 1? Yeah.
Matthew has a +3 to his investigation.
He should probably do it.
Did you already
I'm
roll?
not good. I it was 6.
So, Dayton, you are making your way around, and you're chatting it up. You quickly kind of become that rookie that everyone's just kind of like, yeah, he's chill.
Mm-hmm.
As you're going around talking with people, getting the information, Ezreal, you don't know, man. You're sitting there, you're hearing what they're saying, but none of it makes any sense to you. They're talking about looking for specific tents. There's ways that you can find her, different locations that you can find her in, and you're like, okay, I don't know where any of that is.
Locker room talk.
It was just banter.
Yeah. On the other side, as Xander's going around asking about Nadia, obviously calling her by her name, calling her by Viper, as you're hearing the information, Ophelia, you look around. You do notice that you can quickly kind of discern the areas. You also get the odd sensation that something is off here. As you kind of glance back, there's a small group that kind of ducks away behind some tents that were clearly watching you.
You have to be more careful. There's some people watching us right now.
Alright, well, if you can figure out where we're supposed to go, then let's just get out of here as quick as we can.
Absolutely.
You guys begin making your way off. Ezreal, you begin kind of leading the group. You don't know where you're going. Ezreal at one point will take you kind of to the left. She's like, yes, this is exactly where you need to go. You guys reach the edge of the encampment. There's nothing here. Turn around. And you see a bunch of people are kind of just looking at you curiously.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where anything is.
Matt,
I know one of these people, but they're not all the same. Then it's
sign
slightly
to me.
different.
Sign to me, Matt. Sign to me, Matt. Something real quick.
He just randomly signs something to you.
I'll let her know. Hey, you know where you're going.
Me?
Yes, you are supposed to be heading in the other direction.
Are we? I'm sorry. Let's go.
I'm
You are
sorry.
wasting. You are wasting time, and we do not need to have this continuous on. Stop lollygagging and let's get to business.
Sorry.
I see you in the other direction. Make another investigation check.
Get Matthew too.
You want Matthew to do it?
Yeah, he's better than me, and I'm not having luck with this.
15, yep. As you guys are walking, he says, alright, it's over this. Alright, we have eyes on us. Just act casual, and hopefully nothing comes of it. This way. He'll
Can do.
begin leading you guys back. You can, everybody, active players can make perception checks.
I'm good at that. Knock on wood.
20 unnatural.
12.
12,
I got a 4. That makes it 15.
15. Okay. As all of you are making your way through in your individual groups, you start to see what looks like these differently dressed Rome members with these big gauntlets on their hands. They kind of work their way up to the shoulder with different arcane runes running down them. At one point, as you're crossing, you feel the ground kind of shake a little bit. As you look over, you see one of them has his hand up and is motioning towards him, and you see a massive iron golem walk over to him. Turns his hand, aims at one of the shrubs. You watch as the golem turns, goes full sprint towards one of the trees, grabs it up out of the ground, and chucks it. Calls it back. And Ophelia, you see kind of the same thing in your group as you look over. You see two of these individuals walking with these large iron golems next to them. And the concern of just how well armored and how well equipped this camp is kind of grows just a little bit more.
No, I don't want to end up like that tree, to be perfectly honest with you.
I don't like that. Do they know? Are they trying to intimidate us? Do they know about us?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Calm
It's
down.
I am calm. It's fine.
You are definitely not showing it. How about you ease back into the mask? These are just toys, at least to them.
But to us, what kind of toy can uproot a tree? Could uproot our spines next.
I can uproot a tree.
Be goddamn water, Ezreal. I don't need you cracking right now.
You all hear in your minds, I say, I think we know where we're going. Let's try to reconvene. He looks around. Looks like there's a mess hall tent, toward the right, to the far right. of the encampment. Let's try to reconvene there, and then we can hopefully see if we can find any trace of Viper.
Got it.
As all of you make your way to the tent, you kind of just see a bunch of people sat inside eating, kind of blend with the crowd pretty quickly as all of you get together. So, I think... let's ask around here, see if anyone's seen her. And if they have, we can at least get a location. And you hear Zander say, well, just because we know the Shadow's location doesn't mean we know her location. I think we might need to start investigating in some of these tents. See if we can't find any... I think there was a marking. At least that was described to me. Is that about accurate? He's asking all of you all. Back when you first
me as a player, me as a player, don't completely remember. Can I make like a history check?
Yeah. So I will say you would remember that when the Shadow had first had made its way back to that facility, there was an arcane sigil in the ground that it used to activate a gateway.
Yeah, I'll relay this to him.
Okay. All right. So as you guys go ahead and make investigation checks in here. See if you guys can get any information on Viper's whereabouts.
22.
17.
I can't talk to anyone.
It's
It's
investigation, I'm afraid, because at this point no one has any reason to suspect that you aren't who you say you are. But this is about asking the right people and gathering the right information.
12.
12.
Y'all seen to a symbol on the ground, suspicious. We're not doing anything with it. We want to take a picture.
Asking about Viper's whereabouts. You guys find out that as of the moment, she's actually out scouting. At least the Shadow is. At least that's what people understand. You also learn about the location of her tent, which is close to one of the general's tents. It's close to the general's tent. Are you guys asking about the symbol?
No.
No.
I was gonna say, it's a very weird thing to start asking. Do you guys know of any weird symbols in the ground? Any sort of magical symbols?
That was a joke, Eric.
Hey, Luke. I don't do jokes.
I do puns.
I do puns.
Totally different.
It's just pun.
Yeah.
Why you have to be mad?
So as you guys get all this information, begin making your way towards the general tent, I assume, unless there's anything else you guys want to take some time to examine about the encampment, anything you want to gather.
During conversations, just for the sake of it, I am, as in character, going to ask someone you ever see one of them? What are they called? She has blue skin, seems to be very sailor type. She hangs around with Tremor all the time. Have you actually seen what she looks like?
One of them that you ask says, I heard of something like that, but I don't know. A lot of people say she don't exist. You know what I'm saying?
For people that say that she exists, I've fucking seen her.
Oh, you seen her?
Yes, she's an imposing figure. So one that could tear her head off if you rubbed her the wrong way.
Well, let's hope she don't come around here then, yeah?
Well, I certainly hope not, but...
This is the worst accent I've ever done, but I'm sticking with it. I don't even know what this accent is. I am so lost in what this accent is.
I think it's hillbilly.
I thought so too,
It's
but I don't think
New York hillbilly.
New York hillbilly.
But I'll say, but just given the fact that I'm currently at least looking over one of the commanders here, whatever the term is, one of the elites, the fact that there are 2 of them here, 3 even, are there any big plans happening?
I don't I don't know. I just, I mean, I didn't even know we were gonna be getting anybody else in here.
Yeah. I suppose it's
I
above.
don't know either, Luke. I have to stick with it. This is the accent I chose to do, and I'm sticking
Yeah.
with it.
Well, then I suppose it's above our pay grade. I'm just lucky to actually just run with these guys.
It's just,
Anyway,
just keep your head down, yeah?
yeah. I'll see if I can't put in a good word for you. What's your name?
It's Jacob, but you don't gotta do that.
No. We are a brotherhood, and if I cannot look out after you, then what kind of brother would I be?
Make a persuasion roll. Make a persuasion roll, mister. I can roll a 15 on my charisma.
I rolled a 16, making that 31.
Jacob Dowling.
Okay.
And, yeah, just tell him I've been doing some good work around here.
Absolutely. Yes. So sorry to disturb you. I need to actually make sure I'm like doing something important. I'm coming.
This is some good hummus. I'm actually eating hummus. It's delicious.
With a spoon?
No, the fork.
What are you just eating it?
No, I have steak.
Okay.
Although, to be fair, you can't just eat hummus straight.
I mean, you
All it
can,
is
but
it's just
it's
bacon.
weird.
You're not eating steak with rice? What the hell is
I
wrong?
have fucking rice right here, all of you.
What's wrong with
I
you?
ordered from a pita house. Of course I fucking have rice.
What's wrong with you?
So as you guys go ahead and begin making your way towards the general tent, I will say just off passive perception, you know you're being watched. There are a lot of people that have taken notice and some that are trailing.
What's our story?
Well, I mean, right now it's just reconvening with our team. So
Why are we here?
I think some people might be getting suspicious or curious.
If you want to have a story for us, you can say that we're essentially supposed to be watching out over them.
That's what I was gonna go with. Is you guys are just here as escorts.
Eric, your camera.
Beep, boop, boop, boop. Ta-da! It's fixed. Yes, that's. We did have strike teams with us. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I'll let you or Dayton do the talking. I'm just going to stay quiet.
That's been the plan for the entire time.
No, but still.
You guys go ahead and make your way to the tent as described, and as you push it open, don't see anything. You see, bed rolls, a desk set up in here. Alright, let's start looking. You three stay out here. Just keep an eye out. It makes more sense that the two of us would be in there.
Of course, we'll be outside waiting for you.
They both make their way inside, and as they do so, you see a number of individuals better dressed and better armored than the others come over. You quickly recognize these as higher-ups that come over. Alright, so what's going on here? I wasn't informed. The general hadn't informed us that we were going to be receiving more members of Special Forces.
It's their business.
Okay, and who are you a lot?
We are the accompanying force to these individuals. I'm just following orders, sir.
And what are they doing inside? From what I understand, Viper is currently out on a scouting mission.
You are correct. As of right now, they're attempting to gain as much information as possible before she arrives back in the camp.
Go and roll deception, for the sake of it.
That is an 8, make it 15, make it 30.
I should not have taken a bite of that. Oh my god.
Should not have allowed the bard to get the glibness spell.
The guy that we're talking to just throws
This
up in
is-
his
this
mouth
is-
a little bit.
This is so overcooked.
Oh god.
no.
Like why I was saying I shouldn't have taken a bite of that is because it's tough to chew.
Ooh, that stinks.
Okay, I'm gonna skip that piece. Okay, okay, the other pieces are cooked fine. It's just that one piece. I just got the bad piece.
We're professionals.
Yeah. Anyway, so he says, "Very well. I will go double check with the general to make sure that everything is operating smoothly," and he'll just walk over to the general's tent.
You're
Can I
now on a fucking
Can I
timer.
insight
'cause-
check?
Make an insight check.
Yeah. 19.
19. You get the sense that he definitely bought Dayton's lie, and he's just basically going to the general to get up to speed with what's going on.
Okay.
You're kind of on a timer. I'll keep trying to hold them off as best I can.
I think I might have found something. I just don't know how to activate it.
You want
Let
to
me-
go?
let
You
me
want us
take
to
a look
send
at
you
that.
our magical girl?
Ophelia, get in here.
Yeah.
As you enter, you see that they have fully moved the desk aside, and there is a small, much smaller than what you'd seen before, arcane circle that is imprinted into the ground.
Okay,
I can't
nice.
figure out how to get it to work.
Let me do this.
They're coming in.
You see them. You see the bigger guys enter the tent, and you do hear very slight conversation going on.
Remain calm. If they actually do approach, I'll get them.
Ophelia, make an Arcana check.
Just doing this in front of them?
No, you're in the tent.
That's a 25.
There's Viper's tent, and then there's the General's tent, which the other soldiers just walked to.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Nice.
25?
Yep.
So as you begin kind of running your fingers across the symbol, you begin to realize if you can put enough energy into it, then you'll be able to activate it. And as you kind of roll your sleeve back, go ahead and tell me what level spell slot you'd like to burn.
Let's try a 6th level.
6th level? Okay. So you roll your sleeve back, and as you begin kind of just funneling the natural arcane energies in, you start to watch as the symbol begins to glow. The rest of you outside here, what are you talking about? Trevor didn't send me any word about this. Special forces weren't supposed to be coming. We're making our way back to Black Hollow. What possible business could they have here? Sir, I was just... They're in the Viper's tent right now. You can go ask them yourself.
Please keep Black Hole in mind, because I will absolutely fucking forget what that direction is.
They're here. They're coming. They're coming.
As Ophelia, you continue to channel the energies. You watch as a number of the lesser armed individuals begin exiting the general's tent. Ophelia, make me one more Arcana check, please.
Got it, boss. 21, boss.
21. As the general steps out, as the sergeants step out and the general begins to step out, Ophelia, you finish channeling your energies, and you see this gateway slowly form and open. All right, get in here now. We need to leave.
Let's go, 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 go.
So-
do you guys dip into the tent?
I was gonna say, before stepping into the tent, there will be a look over to the general, and then step into the tent.
Oh no!
The general will begin to pick up pace, Ezreal, as you see him kind of curiously begin strolling over. You turn into the tent. All of you make your way through the gateway, I assume.
Yep. I accidentally kept pressing down on my 6th level spell slot, and I had negative 14 6th level.
What?
Well, guys, you heard him. Negative 14 spell slots.
No, negative 14 6th level spell slots.
As you guys all dip your way inside.
Please shut the door. Please shut the door. Please shut the door.
gateway
Please shut the
closes
door.
behind you.
Okay.
As you guys find yourselves in a cold metal stairwell. You see Zander reaches over, pulls the gun out of his holster. puts a finger to his lips. Motions for you all to move.
Wait, hold on a minute. Goggles.
Goggles of night as well.
So as you begin pushing your way down, you hear... Go ahead and everyone make a stealth check first and foremost.
That's a 15.
You know how good I am with stealth.
That's a 13.
I've been kind of constant. I've been like getting into 11s and higher. That's going to be a 15.
Okay. Ophelia?
I said I got a 15 as well.
15, okay. Zander and Matthew rolled pretty well, and so did Goo, because Goo's a monk.
Yep.
As you
The
guys,
Dex monkey.
Yeah. As you guys carefully make your way down the stairs, it's almost unavoidable, just the very slight sounds of the creaking metal. Cautiously, each of you make your way down. You start to hear what sounds like talking. Alright, well, this one is almost depleted. Perhaps we should see about revitalizing her. No one says, it has already taken enough energy to stabilize itself. We can allow her to rot down here. You hear him? Let us confirm with Tremor before we make any moves. You hear? Did you hear something? Let's keep moving. You hear what sounds like a large creaking door. As all of you continue down the stairwell, finding yourselves in a familiar room to some. I think only to Ophelia, actually.
And not even to Ophelia. I think it was
That was only
Aster.
Aster.
No, it was Ophelia at that time.
Oh,
Aha.
so
Okay,
Ophelia,
so
you find yourself in a familiar setting where it's similar to one you had sent Ravioli to. A large room made completely of metal. You see various tubes that run down from a central black arcane symbol with energies floating upwards, and as you look down, you see chained completely, arms and legs bound and pinned to the wall, a pretty much skeletal woman. Her hair, once probably a very beautiful blonde, has turned almost whites and grays from the lack of nourishment in her body. You see Xander's eyes go wide. Or you see Xander's whole posture kind of adjusts. You also notice a couple things in here. Number one, there are other symbols, other arcane symbols that run across the ground. Second thing you realize is that there are small glass cases that each house this small orb, this big, that is constantly moving, gyrating. The third thing that you notice is that as the energy is being pulled away from this person, the symbol itself seems to pulse, just like a heartbeat. As you glance over at the door, you see a fully metallic door, shut completely. You don't hear or see anybody. What would you guys like to do?
I don't know what to do.
by the
here.
way,
You
shout out to my
never
older
know.
brother who's been sending me 27 messages and I've had it on silent. You motherfucker, trying to interrupt this freaking game.
What is he sending you?
All right, hold on a minute. Now that I've properly distracted myself, I will start from the beginning. Hey, I, U, C, D, + playing D&D. Is this annoying you? I would hate for you to get distracted. Oh my god, roll better. God damn. Finally, last message. This is horseshit. You become wise in your phone silencing. To which I respond back, shut up.
And he just posted in your thing. He posted in your thing, you're welcome, I love you.
Yeah. Love you, Jake.
Hi, Jordan's brother.
Hi, Jordan's brother. This is his future husband, Luke.
No.
Hi.
Okay,
So,
so
this is what
are
you
we
guys
near
see.
like where all the vials are, or?
You guys are entering from a stairwell that connects. The room is roughly about 40 feet long and 60 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
Long and blood.
Long and wide.
See.
Well, let's try to safely get her out of this contraption. Teleport the hell out of here.
Are you guys just making your way inside?
I'm just gonna investigation check to see if there's any traps around.
Make investigation.
28.
Nice.
Oh yes. There is an immense amount of traps around.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, as you look at the bottom of the stairs as you guys were about to exit, there is a few sets, about 3 sets of wires that cross each other at the bottom.
Okay, who's good at disarming traps? Because this is gonna be fun.
Is that thieves' tools?
That would be thieves' tools.
I'm proficient in thieves' tools.
By the way, remember to use a certain spell that helps you.
Adansi, yeah.
Good dance. Obviously.
Does
You don't say.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I can't do math. 7. Hold on. 29.
29.
I got an 18 and a 4 on the guidance.
Nice. So as Israel kind of pushes you guys aside and goes down with her thieves' tools, you begin kind of fishing around. Immediately what you begin to realize is that these traps are a lot more intricate than anything you've had to deal with before. As you kind of take a deep breath and resume kind of fishing around, you feel your tools get caught in a spring and you're like, okay. As you push, you feel a twing. And as you do so, you watch as the wires go taut for a moment. And as you pull it out, the wires go slack.
Ooh. Whew.
So that's
Okay.
traps. That's what a set of traps disarmed. You got 8 more to go.
8 more to go, Eric!
Okay. Investigate. Do I notice like most of the traps so far, or was it
Entering
just
into
the
main,
one?
Entering into the main room, make another investigation check.
Yes, the 30.
30. Okay. A couple things that catch your attention. Number 1. Some of the symbols that run along the ground towards Viper are matching symbols. These are and just looking faintly, you see what they almost make a connection, like a ley line connection in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You take that to be probably one of the traps. There's 3 sets of those. You notice that along the walls here as well, nearby where those gyrating orbs are, just very faintly there are tethers that connect from the different pedestals on the orbs, and they kind of fish their way across the room. So that's another thing you guys have to look out for. This is some Mission Impossible shit right here.
Oh, great.
The final thing that you realize with a 30, because that's actually what you had to roll to notice it, where Nadia is, where that symbol is pulsing, going from it all the way down in a straight line, you see just a very faint tube, like probably about this big, this wide, as it fishes its way all the way down, and you see it connect somewhere into her back. I'm not sure what it is, but it is directly, as opposed to the siphon, like the other tubes are doing, this one is directly connected to that symbol.
What kind of check would I need to make?
Is Ophelia pointing this out?
Yeah, we gotta point that out.
Okay. What kind of check would you have to make? Make an Arcana at disadvantage.
Okay, let's go. That's 22. I rolled a 19 and 11.
Have fun, I got a 12. Have fun, goodbye.
22.
Are you gonna give me guidance or no, Luke?
Yes.
You would need to say it before
You
you
had to say it ahead
roll.
of time before the
Yeah.
roll.
Mm-hmm.
22. You don't know enough about this mechanism. You know that it's something dangerous. Like, that has clicked in your mind completely. There's something about that inherently is not good.
Okay.
But you can't quite place your finger on exactly what it does.
Have either of you seen that before?
What?
I had something like that put on my back, but I don't know what it did. If in the time that I was there, I didn't feel anything from it.
Yeah, well, whatever it is freaking dangerous.
Matthew, what about you? And he says, I didn't. No, nothing like that happened to me either. I didn't have that sort of wire in my back.
Well, can it be, like, taken off? Is there a way to, like...
Well, presumably it should be able to be. I mean, they would have had to remove it when they threw me out.
Well, what you thinking? Is this going to be a magical thing, or is this going to be a physical thing?
More than likely, both.
Shit. Because I definitely had a thought about avoiding everything on the floor and taking one of you across.
Well, while you guys ponder your next moves here in this facility, I'm going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Okay.
And I will have a beautifully drawn map for you guys next week, so you can properly explore the space.
You say explore. I don't think we're going to be touching any of the floor for a good while.
This is why you always need an intelligence-based character in your party.
It's true. I can imagine if no one had intelligence, this would be so bad.
Oh yeah, it would be so bad. It's just like, oh, what are traps? As we take like 90 damage in traps. Okay,
Yeah.
Eric,
Damn
tell me
it.
what would happen if we like hit that other trap with the super tripwires.
It would have set number one, it would have set an alarm off. Number two, you would have had to make con saves against stuns. And then number three, it would have caused something to happen in the room.
Okay, man, who would have guessed that there'd be traps? I would have never guessed that.
Okay, so we got links. Check out our links down below.
Yes. Thank you, Jordan's brother Jake, for sitting with us every week. Also, tell more people about our show. Help your little brother fulfill his dream.
He has. He's been very kind to retweet when I retweet, and he's been doing his little part for me, and I appreciate it.
It's not
Also,
enough. He's got to shake people down in the street.
I'll go ahead and I will return the favor as little as I can. The Sober Swole podcast. He runs it with two of his best friends. Talks about the overcoming the problems of alcoholism and drug addictions, and just overall is a feel good place to be. So go ahead and check that out as well.
All right, you're gonna owe us $1,000 for that plug.
No, he's not.
Our PayPal is in the description. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
I